All right, so taking Koda for a walk. We just had kind of a funny moment. Doing some training off leash stuff. And so we walk through the neighborhood and then we come through this kind of industrial area, and then it connects in through a path, like a walking trail, and they can go off leash a little bit right there, and then we come back through here and do some obedience, and it's about over a mile, like maybe a mile and a half. It's kind of what we walk. So he's got lots of opportunities to work on obedience as well as have some fun. So this gentleman comes up and I'm having Koda lay down, and he thinks that Koda's injured. He's like, why is that dog laying down? And I'm like, he's just doing a downstay. So I thought that was kind of funny that he had never seen a dog do a downstay before on a walk. He thought Koda was hit by a car or something. I'm like, nope, he's okay. So doing some proofing with him. I want him to be able to resolve e-collar and what I'm saying without as much help. So body language, leash pressure, all of these things communicate to our dogs what we want from them, and they're important. But every once in a while, I'll start to layer those away and test the dog. Do you understand how to heel? Do you understand how to down without help from me? Without help from the leash, without help. How much can you pay attention? How much can you focus on me? So I'm going to call him into the heel position, and he's got a tab leash on in case I need it with the prong collar, but I want to see how well he can resolve it without me holding that leash. Koda, heel. Good boy. Super. Good. So as we walk, I want to make sure that he can maintain this. He's going to do his little stretch. He always stretches as we start walking. And that's fine. I don't want him to cross my stride. So where my leg, is fully lengthed out, he can't go past that. So it kind of helps him here. Even as we've got other distractions, he's got to maintain. There's a dog right over there. Good boy. I don't care if he's aware and he's looking, but it's what he does with that look and what his state of mind does with that look. So if he looks and he's starting to fixate and get revved, I might give him a tap. Koda, it doesn't matter, we're healing. That's what we're doing. There's a dog running with its owner. Who cares? Because if I let that fixation carry on, more than likely, over time, he will get excitable about everything he sees and start breaking commands to go play, to go investigate, or even bark. Because sometimes dogs don't know what to do with that situation. Maybe he's nervous by the dog. Maybe the dog's barking at us. Maybe they're being aggressive to us. Same thing. Doesn't matter. Dog's being aggressive. Let's go. So he's got to maintain some kind of focus. He doesn't have to stare at me, but he needs to be more dedicated to me than the environment that we're in. So some other things I might do with him on the walk is put him in an SIT and practice the stay of that, or a DW or DOWN. So right here, I'm going to practice both of those. So I might stop and say, Koda, sit. Now, sometimes when dogs have a hard time thinking, they may pick the DOWN and not the SIT. So when he sits, I ask him to sit, I want him to fix it. I don't want him to lay down. But boy, and this is an implied stay. So I said sit, he's got to stay there, right? So my walks, I practice obedience because this is functional if I need it, but I want to practice before I actually need it so that the dog isn't just using it only for those times of like high chaos or high stress or something like that. Good job, buddy. I can put myself in the heel and then we can heel. Start, or I could release him. I could release him to freedom. So you can do either or. You can give him the free command, or you can go right back into a heel. And when I'm walking with him, I typically go right back into a heel because we're working on the walk for a short time, and the freedom will come after we've worked for a little bit. Koda down. So we've been working on some in motion commands. So that's a more difficult thing. So if you noticed, my feet kept moving when I told him to down. Most of the time when I'm working a dog, especially in the learning phase, I stop, I say Koda down, he downs. because he needs body language help. Like I'm stopping, so he needs to be stationary, right? When I keep moving, we do so many commands in motion, like a let's go or a heel or a recall or something like that. And so my body language is saying go, go, go. And so I'm testing him a little bit. Can you resolve this with just my words and not my, despite what my body language is saying? And that's hard. But I love practicing these exercises because it allows him to think more, which is a healthier mindset. There's more fulfillment in that versus if I just do the same thing every single day. I want to change it up a little bit. Good job. So I can put myself in the heel. I can say, Koda, heel. And then we're moving. Good job. I'm going to try it again. Koda, down. Now he's doing it really well. There's no corrections here. So if I need to tap the e-collar because he needs help and he feels the e-collar and he's resolving it, meaning he felt it, he made the connection, oh, I got to lay my butt down on the ground or, lay down completely, then I can just keep going. If he's struggling or he can't think through it, I need to help him with leash. So I want to push him to test him, push him out of his comfort zone a little bit, but I don't want him to flail where he just simply can't resolve it. Now from here, I've been going back into the heel position and almost picking him up. I'm actually going to call him into the heel and see how he does with that. So just changing it up, something I know he can do, but we're putting all the pieces together. Go to heel. Good job. That's very good. Now I've been really careful about how I reward him, and it's easier without the camera, but on the heel position, I've noticed sometimes he wants to crowd ahead, and I think it's because I keep the tree pouch on the right hand side, so he wants to cut over. So I'm trying not to reward him with my right hand, but only my left hand, with him being on the left hand side, so that he understands this is where I want you to be. Go to heel. If he's crabbing, I can always turn left into him and make him fix it. Go to heel. So he's got to, kind of get out of my way a little bit there. If he's struggling and he's trying to come in front, I can always kind of check him with some body language or some spatial pressure of like, no, you got to get your butt back. I should always be able to turn left when I'm walking with him. And he's a big boy. He's got to slow way down to cater to my space, but it's important that he learns to cater to the space of whoever's walking him. Whether whether we're 200 pounds or we're a tiny little 4-year-old that's 35 pounds, he's got to cater to that space. And sometimes he's lazy and doesn't always want to. And so we just make sure we're putting in the reps and staying really consistent with him, practicing it a couple times every day. It's going to be better if you practice all of these things short and sweet 7 days a week versus these big long sessions on the weekends. So it doesn't have to be long sessions, but just where he's getting a little bit every single day, he'll get better and better. Good job, buddy. He'll become less pushy. Good job.